lot to look forward to from K-Rool, and you see he's picking him up right here. So we got two little newcomers, an Echo Fighter and an original.
Yeah, this is going to be a fun one to see. We've got Vinnie versus Subtle, and Royalty is about to fight here on Smashville. And it's Saturday, that's right. It's the first time I get to see a KK Slider in the new game.
Looking good. KK's looking good.
It's always been one of my favorites. I love the Animal Crossing games. As far as the stage is concerned for the players at hand, though, I think this is actually a really solid pick for Game 1. I feel like both of these characters can take really good advantage out of the layout of the stage, but I feel like Daisy's going to have an easier time edge guarding as well as moving around, and that's pretty well shown from the first stocks, at least.
Yeah, Vinnie right now, he's showing that the low floats that Daisy can do can be really scary against a character like K-Rool, who doesn't have a lot of like really fast hitboxes. You see he got that berry into forward smash, killing at the opposite side of the stage real early.
Yeah, this is fine. This is okay. This is all right.
Yeah, there's no analysis for that. It's just like, yeah.
Good game design. Good game design. I love it. In actuality, though, it's a really interesting set of tools that's in K-Rool's kit. I feel like the development team had a lot of fun trying to figure out what they can do with this character, and a lot of what K-Rool does is very new to Smash. But dying is not.
Yeah, losing your stock off the side is something that you'll see in every Smash game. And I think Subtle is learning it now, but Vinnie with the little SD.
Air dodge killed him. Oh, no.
Oh, yeah, I didn't even I actually completely forgot that was a thing. Air dodging, that is.
Yeah, the ending lag out of the air dodge, especially moving away from the stage like that, is suicide.
Yeah. Good up tilt from Vinnie, catching the landing from Subtle. You know, with the decreased landing lag in general, I feel like it's always scary to get hit by a falling aerial because you're just so likely to get absolutely blown up by something after. But Vinnie was able to just hit that up tilt and avoid any big combos.
You know, I don't think people know that you can go off the top with that.
Oh, I was so afraid. I thought he was going to bury F smash again. And I was going to feel bad.
It really could have happened.
It totally could have.
That match was actually much closer than I would have expected. But good job to Vinnie clutching it out despite the air dodge taking a bit of the wind out of his sails.
Yeah, I mean, Vinnie actually, I feel like, is a player of pretty good composure.
Yes.
I watch him play, and I'm just like, wow, this guy is stone cold. I think just in general, Vinnie's not afraid to put things together, even when he does SD, he does have a questionable play. I don't think he's that afraid. And now we're going to see Vinnie ice climbers. Perhaps thinking that last match was a little too close for comfort.
Possibly. However, I don't know if this is the. I don't know if this is the way. Given the stage at hand, maybe, but it all depends on how well Vinnie is able to control the space on the stage. Because I feel like, given how light the ices are, K-Rool can definitely take advantage of them.
Yeah, I would agree with that for sure. The ices are pretty light, and the other thing is that it's very easy to kill Nana. Now, I feel like other than the recovery, you've got so many options that can deal with one of the climbers or both. And so this is going to be a really scary situation for Vinnie if he falls behind.
Given the like how these characters are going to be going for trades, I'm actually really curious to see how this leads out, especially with Subtle now taking the first stock. I feel like Vinnie's not going to have any issue with getting damage, especially with the fact that he's playing a lighter character against someone as big as K-Rool. But the more they go for trades, the easier it's going to be for Subtle to separate the ices. And like once again, I got to remind you, this is a player that's coming predominantly from Melee who's still very active in our Melee scene. He has it very deeply ingrained into his mind about the general game plan of fighting ice climbers. That is, put out the damage, separate the ices.
Yeah, you see right now he's really putting it together. Nana is separated. She's going to make it back with the belay, but it doesn't really matter. Oh, that neutral B almost spelled doom for Nana. I think in general you're seeing what Subtle's game plan is. He's just able to throw out these big hitboxes and either separate the ices or do a lot of damage to both. And you see right there that up smash. Obviously, Subtle didn't really know who was going to hit, but it was such a big, meaty hitbox that it didn't really matter.
All right, they get the grab, and they're off to the races. A couple of up airs going to spell a ton of damage, but misreading the landing from Subtle. All right, and now Subtle's taking complete advantage of it. Tries to go for a punish on saving Nana, but...
Ooh, up air so strong, that almost killed.
Yeah, up air's pretty dang. But the forward smash, even better. He's going to net out the kill. However, Vinnie is sitting at 70%. This is not looking like a very safe win for him if Vinnie does manage to clutch this out, especially as he's just getting brawled inwards. Oh.
Yeah, here's the scary thing, though. These Ice Climbers, 2 hammers, put together a lot of damage really quick. So Subtle might lose this lead pretty quick if he's not prepared for it. Oh, yeah.
That was some clean spacing.
Yeah, that was actually really sweet. It didn't even hit Nana, it just caught Popo. And playing against the Ice Climbers, that's all you need to do.
So we're going into game 3. Vinnie now has the stage advantage. I'm actually curious to see what happens out of this.
Yeah, we're going to see. I think Vinnie's going to go back to Daisy.
I would expect it. It seemed like the Daisy had a better time fighting off against K-Rool.
Yeah.
Just because K-Rool's able to just keep on putting out a bunch of hitboxes with very little effort.
You know, here's the deal. K-Rool, in many ways, against Ice Climbers reminds me of Ganon in Melee. I mean, Ganon shouldn't be so strong against the Ice Climbers, but just with moves like forward air and back air, you do so much damage and so much knockback. Split up the climbers immediately. And I feel like that same thing is happening with K-Rool, and you see, I think, Vinnie maybe realized it as well going back to Daisy.
All right, and in game 3, we're going to Pokemon Stadium 2. All right. So, as far as stages go, I feel like this is a very even-handed stage. I think Vinnie could have opted for something to give him a little bit less space, maybe play around with more platforms. But nonetheless, this is where we stand, and Vinnie's already opening up with a lot of damage on Subtle.
Subtle, you see, trying to trap Vinnie's landing here, but because of that float, it makes it really ambiguous as to where Vinnie wants to go, and he gets down safe, and now Subtle's at the ledge.
Although Vinnie's not able to do much with the fact that he's got Subtle in his clutches, not able to confirm the kill with the forward air. I think Subtle's going to be a lot more aware of what forward air is going to be doing. Because if I remember correctly, forward air is what ended up taking out all of those stocks, and including that one.
Yeah, Subtle's just been getting hit by that big forward air. I mean, it's a slow move, but K-Rool doesn't have a lot of fast hitboxes to just beat it out. And the other thing is he's such a big target, he's going to be getting hit by that crowd.
Approaching with the slow approach to the forward air, managing the kill. I'm actually really curious about why Vinnie just didn't respond to that, but it be like that sometimes.
Yeah, sometimes the most obvious approaches are the ones that catch people off guard. Subtle actually, I mean, you know, we always talk about Vinnie as a major threat within the Smash community. Like, Subtle's doing a real good job here.
Yeah, Subtle, to his credit, is a very strong player, and he's also a very smart player. He knows how to assess the situation and change things up as need to be. The K-Rool pick I find to be a very interesting pick, but it's working. It's clearly working out if he's able to put Vinnie against the ropes like this.
Yeah, I think K-Rool, despite being a big, heavy character, he has a lot of tools. And, ooh, that crown, great coverage.
Crown actually protecting him from his forward assault with the neutral air.
Yeah, Vinnie didn't really know where to be, I think, that wouldn't get covered by either the crown, the little cannonball, or just K-Rool in general. Gonna get by another forward air, but he's real far away, so he's not gonna get killed just yet. Great tech. I wouldn't have thought to tech that. Oh, but that landing neutral air really unsafe.
Throws just don't kill unless your name is Incineroar in this game. It's so sad. Actually, now that I think about it, K-Rool's throw can kill. Upwards throw.
Yeah.
And down throw.
And down throw.
Definitely down throw. While we're still taking full knockback, and Barry's definitely.
Oh, landing lag reduction. You better shield grab trick if you're going to shield grab. But Daisy finally taking that stock. Vinnie just has one more stock to take before moving on with his bracket. However, Subtle is not going to make it easy for him. Up smash not going to do it.
Opts for the grab. Doesn't really go for a full combo out of it, but I mean, 30% is fairly respectable.
Subtle with these tomahawks.
Yeah, the back air is very difficult to land with K-Rool, but not dash attack, and we're finally down to our last stock situation.
You actually saw Subtle going for that dash attack seemingly as a bait. He's been using that neutral air cannonball in general into the inhale part of that move, but this time he doesn't even opt to go for the inhale, instead just covering Vinnie's landing and going for the dash attack, taking that stock. So good stuff to him, adapting to what Vinnie was doing. And now Subtle getting down with that forward air. Ooh, good parry, but he's not getting anything off.
Yeah, I've noticed that Subtle, whenever he does land his parries, this is mostly from experience in friendlies, he uses it as a method of making sure that he can get away. K-Rool himself doesn't have a lot of quick options, so it's difficult to turn a reversal out of that. I guess just as a useful fun fact, parry gives you a 14-frame advantage on whatever the action is. So there are actually some instances where parrying is still not going to make something safe, but we won't have to worry about that. Vinnie is going to be moving on over Subtle 2-1. A bit of a perilous trek to this point, but Vinnie managing to clutch it out.
Yeah, if I were Vinnie,